Pistons, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, man. Look, my emotions is riding on y'all. Don't play with my emotions. I got the greatest song. I got the greatest song of all time playing. Y'all let Orlando. Come on, man. We shouldn't even be down 3-1. Please come back. Please. The Pistons survive. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I gotta make the change for this one. I gotta put on the Pistons buffs for these. The Pistons survive. I can't get too excited though. I'm happy for the win. Y'all can thank me for the win because the Pistons have yet to win a playoff game where I was in attendance. We 0-5 right now. So I made sure I didn't go to game 5. I'm like, I need whatever good luck we could get. And they won. But it's like Kobe said, the job's not finished. And he said that when you were up. He said that when you was, up in the series. We down in the series. So the job definitely ain't finished because you take game 5, but we still got to relax. We still got to go to Orlando for game 6. We can't even think about game 7 just yet. So everybody relax, but enjoy the win tonight.
Hey, what up, Buff saying? So that Buff on sports, man. Appreciate it.
Little people, big people, all people. Welcome to Buffed Up Sports. I want to thank God for another opportunity to talk sports, and I want to thank you, the listener, for tuning in to me talking sports. Make sure you go to buffedupsports.com for links to my social media platforms, ways to donate to the show, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss the newest content. That all being said, hope you enjoy. I did have a feeling the Pistons would win game 5. I did have a feeling. The reason I had a feeling is because, as I said in the beginning, I wasn't going. I said, I've been jinxing them the whole playoff run. Since they've been at LC, since they've been at the Palace, I've been jinxing them in the playoffs. So I said, I'm going to stay back tonight. I'm going to hold off. And I think it worked. That being said, though, in all seriousness, I'm like, you got the momentum at home. You can ride that home crowd. Rock with them. They going to cheer for everything. They know what y'all facing. It's an elimination game. So, off default, your team should come out with some fire. So, I had a feeling we would come out, with some fire. And then, being frank, Franz Wagner wasn't playing for the Orlando Magic. So, I'm like, they're down a huge key player that's been dominating this series, right? So, jokes aside, I'm like, hey, you don't never want to wish injury on a player, which I'm not doing here. But at the same time, that's a key thing for the Pistons to take advantage of. And they did that. They won without him. And, charge it to the game. I was talking about this on Twitter, Of course, as Pistons fans, we want to see our team win. And as a fan of the game, you don't want to see your team win like that, by default, asterisks and whatnot because of an injury. But at the same time, everybody deals with injuries. You could say Kevin Huerter wasn't playing, even though Franz Wagner is more important than Kevin Huerter. And so, like I said, man, charge it to the game. We seen it last year in the playoffs against the Knicks with Isaiah Stewart, missing majority of the series. He played a little bit of game 1, got hurt, never came back to the series. We all know if Isaiah Stewart plays in that series, we lose it to the Knicks every game by 1, 2, 3 points. If Isaiah Stewart plays just one of those games, it's going a whole nother direction. The Magic are dealing with the same thing. Franz Wagner, if he plays tonight, they probably win. I'm not going to take that away from the Orlando Magic. I'm a realist, right? Paolo Banchero going for near 50. I did not like the fact that we let Banchero, and I will talk about history repeating itself in a second, but Banchero beat the Magic playoff record for a single game in most points scored. That's not what you want. Thank God, again, Franz Wagner wasn't playing, because if he plays, I will say this, though. The Pistons won, and I think a good portion of it had to do with we finally matched Orlando's intensity as far as the physicality and just getting in their head, right? There was many times tonight where I feel like the Pistons were in the Magic's head, so it made for, a good game. But also, the Pistons finally wasn't the team being punked out, which they've been punked out the whole series, especially Jalen Duren, which I gotta say, Jalen Duren's been getting punked out by Wendell Carter Jr. the whole series. Jalen Duren finally, made some big plays tonight. He's still not at all-star level Jalen Duren just yet. I'm still waiting for that 20 and 10 game from him. But hey, I'll take the double-double that he had tonight, There, as I said, there's more work to do. However, he finally, this first time all series, he finally, in my opinion, outplayed Wendell Carter Jr. I think Jalen Duren had a bigger impact on Game 5 than Wendell Carter had for their respective teams. So I'm glad Duren finally showed up. Speaking of players like Banchero beating their franchise playoff record in points, Cade Cunningham took the Pistons playoff record in points tonight. He also had a near 50 piece. I'm so glad Cade Cunningham realized who he was. We still going to work on the turnovers, but and I don't have the stats in front of me right now. This is just the instant reaction. So instant reaction, here we go. Cade Cunningham finally realized who the freak he is, Like, he finally showed up. And not that only did he not show up in a Cade Cunningham like way, but he took over the game is what I've been wanting for him all series. I felt like he's been too passive and not trying to be that dog that we all know he could be. And he did it. So shout out Cade Cunningham for realizing who the heck he is. You are Cade Parker Cunningham, smooth operator, motorcade, Cade Icewood, all that and above, man. Like, that's you, dude. You Deuce. They unretired Chuck Daly #2 for you, man. Come on now. So as I said, though, we ain't relaxed yet. It's still more work to be done. Friday night is going down. That's a big one. I can't even worry about Sunday yet, but man, I'm going to tell y'all something about Game 7. If we could get it there. All right, let me give my honest opinion. What do I think is next? Do I think the Pistons could pull off the 3-1 comeback? If we do, you gotta put Cade in some conversations as far as like, whoa. But besides that, right? We're not worried about Cade. We're worried about the team. We're worried about the Detroit Pistons. Can the Pistons pull off the 3-1 comeback? If we could take it Friday night, obviously that's huge. Enough said there. But I think at that point you can do it because you're going back to the crib. For Game 7, you're going back to the crib, right? So, I mean, of course, as I said, obvious statement. Yeah, no dip. If you win Game 6, you got a 50-50 shot of pulling it off now at this point. And if you don't win Game 6, you're just going home. Cancun on 3. But do I really think the Pistons could pull it off, all that being known? My honest answer, I think we can. And Orlando was a tough team for us in the regular season, too. It's hard to beat a team 3 straight times, though, too. 3 straight times. As you see, Orlando couldn't even do it. They had the opportunity to beat us 3 straight times and could not do it. But, man, thank God you got home court advantage this series because that's going to mean everything. If it was a Game 7 in Orlando, I'd be like, dude, it's over. The fact you got Game 7 at home, Friday's a big one. Don't overlook Friday night for Game 6, but assuming we pull it off Friday night, I say yes, you got it at that point, right? But at the same time, you going back to Orlando Game 6. We have yet to win in Orlando this series. That's what scares me. I keep reminding everybody of 2003. And the 2003 gets crazier. Let me tell you, if you don't know the story of 2003, it goes a little something like this. The Pistons played the Magic first round of the 2003 playoffs. This is what I didn't know about that. That was the first year they went to the best of the 7 in the first round. But anyway, Pistons 1 seed, Magic 8 seed, Magic up 3-1. Just like how this series was. Pistons came back to win it. And it's crazy because it went just like this. Magic won game 1 in a close one, closer-ish one. Game 2, Pistons won. 3 and 4, Magic won. So now they're up 3-1. All close games so far. And then game 5, game 6, game 7, Pistons win in all blowouts. Game 5 wasn't quite a blowout, but the Pistons did have a 17-point lead at some point. So the momentum was there, and they never let it, they did give up, they had some moments where Orlando got back in it. But the Pistons did not give the lead back to Orlando is the point I'm trying to get at. Once they took the lead, they held on to it. So I'm just saying, history got a crazy way of repeating itself. And I was saying this after game 4. Like, all right, Pistons, if we going to pull it off, we about to pull off some 2003 stuff. This is where it gets interesting. Not only did Paolo Banchero, like I said, tonight he beat the Magic record for most playoff points in a single game. But you know what else happened in 2003? Tracy McGrady broke the Magic record for the most playoff points in a game. So history has a crazy way of repeating itself, Pistons fans. I'm just saying, 2003 is in play 23 years later. I'm just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Thank you so much for checking out Buffed Up Sports. Go to buffedupsports.com for the latest episodes, my social media links, and ways to support the show. Please subscribe so you'll never miss the latest with Buffed Up Sports. And make sure you send Buffed Up Sports to your peoples so they can be entertained just like you. Now, just remember to spread love. Keep your chest out. Hold your head up. Show off them pretty teeth. Don't you worry about a thing. Until next time, y'all be good out there, and God bless you all. Peace.